Hello, YouTube. This is Justin Harford here, and I'm going to talk today about how to read and manipulate email in the online Gmail inbox. I've actually loaded up my work inbox right now, and I've got some emails here, one that I've got to reply to, and a lot of emails that I'm just going to get rid of. Probably some junk, probably a couple phishing scams, and probably one email that I just want to delete it and don't need to do anything else. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you how to read and manipulate emails in the online Gmail inbox using non-visual desktop access. I'm in my inbox right now. NVDA is on. The speech is slowed down quite a bit so that you can understand, and I'm using Google Chrome on the Windows 10 desktop. So let's go ahead and view the first messages just by using the up and down arrow keys.
And read, Molly Smith, Mobility International USA, bad eyesight and genetics, 7:44 a.m. Hi there, we've been trying to get in touch with you for a few days now about adding our link, H.
Okay, so I just push the down arrow. What's above this?
And read, Justin Harford, ice cream, 3:01 p.m. I'll take.
Okay, here's a message I have to reply to. So this is somebody, you might recognize him, and he's got a very off-topic question for us, asking about if we sell ice cream. I'm going to read the message by pressing enter.
Main landmark, ice cream heading left.
It is now opened. Now to actually announce the text, I'm going to press N, which is basically when you're in a string of messages, it's not really going to do much here because there's only one message. But if there was a big conversation here, you would be able to navigate up and down. So going to the next message is N, and going to the previous is P. So I'll press N.
List. Justin Harford, 3:01 p.m. 4 minutes ago. Not starred. Reply more to me. Show details. I'll take 2 gallons of Cherry Garcia, please. Suggested reply. You got it. Thanks. Suggested reply. Got it. Suggested reply. You got it. Reply forward 1 of 1 level 1.
Now you might have just heard there at the end of that, you heard some suggested replies. If I actually wanted to select those, I would have to go out of browse mode, aka turn on forms mode. I would have to go into browse mode, I'm sorry. And then I would have to navigate to those using the next form field navigation tool. So right now, I am actually navigating out of browse mode. I'm in what you would call forms mode, or just browse mode is off if you're an NVDA user. And I'm using this. So I'm not really going to do that. Sometimes if you go into a message, it might not actually read the message when you press N. I haven't really figured out why that is. If it's because it doesn't read messages that are in HTML, not quite sure. But if that ever happens to you, what you can always do is go into browse mode and then navigate down to the text of the message.
3 check button menu, but I'll take 2 gallons of Cherry Garcia, please.
I'll go back into, I'll turn off browse mode now. If I want to reply, which I do, I could press R.
3. Ice cream region, table, show trimmed content, row 1, column 1, table, row 1, column blank.
Some of this is just a lot of noise, so we don't even need to listen to that, but it is reading information for the table. We don't really need to read that. So now I'm in a message. If I navigate up and down with the arrow keys.
Show trimmed content button, table, message blank, blank.
I just push down arrow and an up arrow a couple times. You heard that it said show trim content. So sometimes when you reply, it does automatically include the content of the previous message below. It'll, when it says so-and-so was sent this message on such and such date, and then it shows the text. If I wanted to view that, I could navigate over that, show previous content, and press enter on it. It would actually expand it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to type a response now. Hello, new paragraph. We do not sell ice cream. Regards, Justin. Now let's go to the top, Control Home, and we'll read line by line.
Hello, blank.
Down arrow.
We do not spelling error sell ice cream. Blank. Regards, Justin.
Okay, so you can hear it announced that there was a spelling error. That is partly functionality from Gmail, where Gmail will show you spelling recommendations if you have that set to do so. And it also is a functionality of NVDA. It's set to announce spelling errors, and you could change that in in text format, document formatting, I believe, although I could be wrong about that. Anyway, somebody else you can look that up somewhere else, or I might do a video on that one day. Anyway, so how to correct a spelling error. Google does have functionality for this. So let's go back down to that line with the spelling error.
Hello.
Down arrow.
Blank. We do not spelling error. Out.
I'm gonna navigate by word, control right arrow.
Do not. Spelling error. Ice. Spelling error. Cell out of spelling error.
So one of the curious things that's happening right now with NVDA is suddenly it's not as verbose as it used to be. But what I can tell you, and just trust me, I think I will prove this to you. It's expanded a suggestion. So let's get into that by pressing tab.
Misspelling dialog. Cell buttons. Main landmark.
I just pressed enter on that, and now it should be correct.
We do not sell ice cream. Sell ELL space.
So anyway, you know that it expands suggestions when you are navigating word by word and you hear misspelled. And then you can navigate through the suggestions through tab or shift tab. In order to send, I can go into browse mode and navigate to the send button using the button navigation tool, next button navigation, or I could just press control enter. So I'll just do that, control enter.
Ice cream clearinghouse at meusa.org mode.
And now the reply has been sent. Now, if you want, you can also organize tools too. So there is a option here to move once you've sent a message or once you've decided that you're done with a message. So you can move by pressing V, or you can also navigate with the tab key, but I'll press V as in Victor.
Move to menu, open edit blank, mail/answered IMR.
I selected that with the down arrow and now I press enter.
Move to menu, main landmark, table, and red, Molly.
So now I have just moved that to the answered folder. Let's see what else we've got in here. So this message that we landed on, we read it before and it looks like it is just spam. So let's go ahead and I can mark a message as spam in two ways. I could either go into it and read it, and then I can, while in the message, I can execute a key command to mark it as spam or delete it. But I'm just going to select it from the outside of the message without opening it. I'm going to press X as in X-ray.
Selected and read, Molly Smith.
And I think there might be some more spam messages here, so let's go find them.
And read, grantwatch.com, and read, Susan Alges Immoral. Final award-winning prize notification. And read, Mr. Lil your payment letter attached. And read, Jasmine Salazar, FW, Abilities Expo New Jersey and read, Kel, at orangedlatinfo.com, Abilities Expo New York attendees.
So here's a couple more.
Selected, and read, Kel.
Navigating up now.
And read, Jasmine Salazar, FW, Abilities selected.
And I just selected those using X. So let's go see if we can view what is selected now.
Selected, and read, selected, and read, Mr. and read, Susan and read, Grant, selected, and read, Mom.
Now that I've selected all of the messages that I want to mark as spam, I'll press Shift exclamation mark or Shift 1.
And read, Grant Watch.
And now they are marked as spam. Now let's see what else we've got here.
And read,
so
Grant
I've got Grant Watch. This is just something that we receive. I'm not going to need it.
Tear off calendar.
I just pressed enter on it. So let's see when we go inside of the message.
List, grantwatch.com.
I pressed N to read it and then pressed Control. When you're within a message, you can execute a key command to manipulate it. So in this case, I'm going to press Shift 3 to delete it.
Main landmark, table, and read, Susan Alges.
And now we've got a couple more here that look like phishing scams.
And read, Mr. Lil.
So here's an interesting thing. When you find these, you can actually mark them as phishing scams. You can flag them. So let's press enter on this.
Inbox, 2.
Press N.
List, Mr. Lil.
And then we'll navigate to more options by pressing tab.
Table, reply more menu, expand.
Expand it by pressing down arrow.
Reply, forward, filter message, print, delete this message, block Mr. Lil. Report spam, report phishing.
You could also block too. So I just navigated with the down arrow to report phishing and I'll press enter.
Report phishing, clickable heading.
You heard that beep sound. That means I'm now in browse mode. So I can just navigate to the confirm button using F for NVDA, which is an NVDA key.
Close button, clickable report phishing message button.
Found the button, so press enter.
Inbox, 1.
And now we'll do it with the last message. So I'm pressing up and down arrow and it's not reading it, which tells me actually that I'm over the message. There's only one message left. And you can actually confirm that if you press left arrow to go into the sidebar and right arrow to go back.
Navigation landmark, inbox 1 and red link, main landmark, table, and red, Susan Alges Immoral. Final award-winning prize.
So I just pressed the left and the right arrow. We'll talk more one day about the main message view versus the sidebar, but we'll just press enter on this and
Main landmark.
essentially do exactly what I did before.
List. Susan.
Tab,
Table. Reply more menu button.
down arrow.
Expand. Markers in red. Download. Translate. Show original. Report phishing.
So actually with that, I actually looped back by pressing up arrow. It will loop back and forth if you just keep pressing one of the down arrow or the up arrow, this is a menu that will loop back and forth. So I just thought it might go faster if I navigated upwards. So I'll just press enter on this now.
Report phishing. Clickable close button. Clickable report phishing message.
Pressed F to find the confirm button since I was in browse mode.
Inbox clearinghouse at MIUSA.
And that is the end of it. And I have gone through all of the messages and cleared out this inbox of all of this junk and email scams. And I replied to one person. And I hope that that has been helpful. If it's been useful to you, please comment and let me know if there's any other videos you want me to make. And like, and please subscribe as well. And hope that's helpful again. Have a great day.